the starting gates. They're set. And they're racing as well. Trespassing anticipated the starter releasing the field and won the break comfortably. Sideshow stepped out of the machine very well. So did Do It Right and Darnray. They're up there in the first four early on. Over on the inside next of all is Manavendra. And also right there on the outside, Striking Fella going up a shade better than midfield. Out there wide, Black for Cash when they got going properly, however, from Wheatstack Thief. Further back behind those then Bay Street over near the inside. And they're being followed further back in the field by Toretto, who's back there as they work down the riverside of the track. Awesome Chatter just up in front of it. Last of all is Miss Laquetta. The leader is Trespassing as they go along by the 900. Trespassing by a length on Sideshow. The pace is just steady. Over on the inside, travelling third is Do It Right. Black for Cash strides forward. About a length away came Arnray. Manavendra down on the inside next of all, just in front of Striking Fella. Back on the inside next of all is Bay Street as they go by the 550. Back with it as well, Wheatstack Thief, also their Awesome Chatter. Now Toretto well back in the field. Pike just angling away from a couple of sets of heels there, just trying to get a drag into the race, but these leaders are sprinting very quickly. Last is Miss Laquetta. They're homeward bound and Trespassing, about to be joined by Black for Cash, who got on equal terms. 2 lengths Do It Right, Sideshow, followed by Manavendra. Toretto still well back in the field. Black for Cash now got the better of Trespassing and sprinted away at the 75. Black for Cash opening right up, draws clear. It's home, Black for Cash. Black for Cash gets the money in the last event. One from either Trespassing or Manavendra. Bay Street fourth in from Do It Right, followed then by Striking Fella. Toretto again got well back, might have left the run a bit late, but still disappointing. Followed home by Sideshow, Do It Right. Then came Wheatstack Thief, Miss Laquetta, and also Arnray. Brandon Louis aboard Black for Cash takes out the final event, the Drummond Golf Handicap. Number 5 for the Justine Erkelen's yard. Black for Cash sprinting away inside the last 200 after getting the better of Trespassing and has posted a very comfortable win, more than a length at the finish. Second placing goes the way of 12 Trespassing. Pat Carberry is stuck tough after leading. Third in the photo, number 2 Manavendra. Zeph Johnston Porter. Fourth is number 10, Do It Right. 5, 12, 210 are the numbers in 138.64. And the unplaced favourite Toretto really beating a couple to the line in that final event for the day. The winner is a Demerit Gelding. That's his third from 26 out of Silver Serena for Justine. M. Biggs, R.J. Jarvis, and trained by Justine Erkelen's Brandon Louis aboard the winner of the last event. Trespassing is by Invader from Tick Tick Bloom, Patrick Carberry for the Sue Olive Yard and Gold Front. And third placing to 2 Manavendra, a deep field gelding in the yard of Dan and Ben Pearce, handled by Zeph Johnston Porter. Rounding out the day, 1 1/4 ahead. The margins 5, 12, 2, 10 with Lockie Taylor with the last word from the winner's enclosure.
Thanks, Darren. Yes, I'm with the informed Justine Erkelen's. Justine, congratulations on the win. Black for Cash. Gee, he was off the track for a long way in this event. That was a big win.
Yeah, well, I think we figured out he just likes Ascot. He comes off the camber and he just boom, he goes. So it's a shame it's the last meeting midweek. Yeah, don't know where we go from here. But he just likes it here. And he's a fit horse. Like, we knew he likes space. He doesn't like being cluttered up. So, yeah, it looks like we might have figured him out.
So with that in mind, were you always confident that he'd be strong at the back end of this event despite him having that hard run, because you'd prefer him to have that galloping room rather than perhaps the opposite and be cluttered away in between runners?
Absolutely. It wouldn't matter him being out, trapped out with no cover, because he's a fit horse. And I think he can run a bit further than a mile, so we weren't worried at all. We were happy for a wide gate, so no, it's good.
So when did you learn about his love for Ascot? Because as we just saw, his ability to travel between the 600 and 400 metre mark, he only wanted to be on one horse.
I know. Well, we took him to Pinjarra and he didn't run too bad, got a bit blocked for runs, and we just figured, well, Brandon came and said, just take him back to Ascot because he just comes off the camera and goes. So there we are.
Talk about a sense of timing, but it's a bad timing. But it's nice to see him win anyway here today. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much.
There's Justine Erkelen's after the win of Black for Cash. And a unique horse, and as Justine rightly mentioned, he travels so nicely around the Ascot camber that we so often see. We don't often speak about it, but he, Black for Cash that is, clearly enjoys racing here at Ascot, but unfortunately for Justine Erklands and Black for Cash, this is the last midweek meeting out of Ascot.
But they've been well rewarded here, Lockie. At least he's come here today and paid $11, and at the top of the home straight, you're right, there's only one horse that you wanted to be on. You could see him sweeping up. You could see everything that was in the chasing brigade hadn't even reached the point of the home corner yet. They were a mile off those leaders, and in the end, he was just too strong. He outstayed them, plain and simple, Black for Cash. That's another big victory. Most of us remember that Class 1 win only a month and a half, 2 months ago when it was here. Same thing at Ascot. He swept around them from the top of the home corner. Just seems like he enjoys being set alight into the top of the straight and was too good. So it was, in the end, Black for Cash beats the other horse in the gold silks with a horseshoe. It's a horseshoe quinella there because Justine Erklands has beaten Sue Olive. It's 5, 12, 2 and 10. We'll let Brandon Louis weigh in and then we'll get a word about Black for Cash. Definitely one of my favourite people post-race to interview, Brandon Louis, because he's just so happy all the time. He's a hard worker and he makes the most of his opportunities. Let's march our way across and see the man of the moment, Brandon Louis. Black for Cash. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah, Scotty, I think key for him is Ascot. He loves Ascot. And Justin and I were talking about where we go from that barrier, and I said, you know, in track work, he's been showing that he's fit. So we'll just dig it out and see what happens. You know, if we 3D, we 3D, but I rather rolling 3D on them and scrubbing at the back. And good thing with Justin, he's pretty easy to ride for. And now that I know him very well here, I know he will stack up, and I just ride him like, yep, all good, mate. Give it a bit of confidence and turn home. Now he just loves the track. Just loves that track.
You said you weren't happy. You were happy being 3 deep, but at some stages early you were 4 deep around them.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't worried when 4D, but once I crossed, it's funny how he just settled down behind underneath me, and I can feel like, oh, that's a good feeling. That's the feeling we want, you know. And I just let him take me in the run, and when he was ready to go, I just sort of asked him, and he was pretty good.
We'll all be pretty sad to see Ascot go, but more so Black for Cash than anyone by the sounds.
Yeah, exactly. We Justin and I just talk about that, and like, oh shit, sorry, there's no Ascot anymore. So what do we do? Probably go out now.
You're the kind of man that if I had a swear jar, I know you put $1 in there, so we'll let you off the hook. Well done, Brandon.
Thank you. I just want to say love to Sean O'Donnell because he's enjoying his trip and watching us winning here.
Love to Sean O'Donnell and the wife.
And the wife, sorry. And the wife.
There's Brandon Louis. What a man he is. Yes, our love goes out to Sean and Sarah O'Donnell. I think they're gallivanting through Europe as we speak. But Brandon Louis, that is the last man I thought we'd need to get the swear jar out for because he is as polite as they come, Scotty.
He's also someone that I know he's been waiting for that. We've been talking about that for weeks. He was excited for Donga to go on holidays to get that opportunity to make sure that he said love to the wife. He wanted to be the first one that could say it that wasn't Sean O'Donnell.
It might not be his own, but it's for Sean O'Donnell and his wife. But Brandon Louis, Justine Erklands and Black for Cash take out the last of the day, and it's been a lot of fun. And obviously Brandon Louis, Justine Erklands, that's always a feel-good story, and Brandon's always a laugh in his post-race interviews. But I think the win of Lord Shiva and also Classic Impact, they're the two key talking points out of today's meeting that meant a lot to their respective connections.
And which is ultimately a maiden and a Class 3 midweek. Yep. But it just goes to show that racing can produce good stories. We almost got tears out of Taj Dyson earlier on. Mitchie Pateman choked up as well after the victory of Lord Shiva, and we could all hear Tracy Brown from about the 600 metre marker when Classic Impact was travelling into the race.
So it's been so much fun here at Ascot. Thank you for joining us live and free here on 7 Plus and Racing WA TV. It's all we have time for. It's good night from us.